Great. Excuse me while I find my pen. It's in my pocket here. So the Caroline Town Board meeting is being held at the Caroline Library tonight
You're gonna get it. I'm
because
sorry.
we had some Wi-Fi issues over there that we'll be working on. So welcome everybody to the April 2nd Town Board agenda meeting. And I guess I won't do the Pledge of Allegiance because there's no flag here. So, but there is somebody joining us tonight. I think I saw Becky if anybody wants to address the board. If you do, then yeah, it looks like Becky raised your hand. I'll ask you to unmute.
I just wanted to say I'm not going to address the board, just here,
Oh, okay.
but thanks.
You did address us briefly though, so
Okay. Yeah, indeed.
okay. All right. Thanks, Becky. Um, I'm going to mute you just so that no additional noise comes in. Um, so that brings us to the body of the meeting, and I will call for committee reports. Anybody has anything to report?
I have planning board.
Great.
They can at the last meeting they continued work on the solar siting law. And they've been talking about including a community payment that's separate from the pilot. So negotiating some kind of community payment from
Yeah, community host agreement or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was discussion about what their next project might be because they're quite close to finishing the solar siting law.
Mm-hmm.
And Bill said the two of you had spoken.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the options, things that they're considering might be like working on the critical environmental areas, whether there are any in Caroline.
Okay.
That's like there are some in the state, I guess. That's different from unique natural areas.
Okay.
Which is
So
a fancy thing.
there are none now in Caroline.
I don't think so. I think they're going to investigate that. They're wondering about working on a road use law to. I have a question for wireless communication, which I have a question mark. I'm not sure why I wrote that.
I think I know why that is.
Okay. What is that?
I think the idea is to I mean when the tower came up on Bald Hill,
All right.
that came up, people were like, hey, we should have a grand plan for where the best place to put these things is. I think
Yeah.
that's what they're talking about.
Oh, and also I think Will mentioned that just like the more of those that go up, then the wireless will improve in the town.
What will happen if first? What?
The more towers that get put up, then the better the wireless will be in the town for wireless communication. Anyway,
We're doing broadband.
yeah, but I guess there's still the whole issue of phone service, like wireless
Yes,
phone
that's different
service.
from cell
Yeah.
service. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but I think they were just throwing ideas out.
Sure.
And they threw out the idea of a noise law, and then
They eliminated that.
it wasn't like there was discussion, but Bill said he wouldn't do anything without he wanted to possibly explore the idea of doing a community survey first. But again, this was just very theoretical and throwing it out there.
Well, okay. But the planning board
They're not
veered away from it.
No, they just put it on the list of
Oh,
things that
okay.
might be considered for next time, for what would be next.
And when I talked to Bill, he wanted a signal or a gauge from the town board
Yeah,
on that
okay.
issue.
All right. So, I mean, I would say the reception was mixed at the meeting, but
Yeah.
anyway, these are just throwing out ideas of things they might want to work on.
Okay.
No weight given to one thing or another. I mean, they brought up also the data centers, but I guess
Yeah.
that was something he said you were going to talk more about on a county level or a state level. Is there other?
Well, I guess maybe what I told him is it's come up at TCOG,
Okay.
and so but you know, Dryden has banned them,
Well,
right?
I mean, as we revise our zoning law in the
Yeah.
near future,
We should consider it.
I'd like us to consider that.
Yeah.
as a-
Me too.
Will brought up the thing that there are different sizes, that there are some that are small. And she sent me some information on that.
Mm.
And I wrote back and asked her does Dryden make any distinction? I have not heard of anybody making any distinction about the sizes. She said Cornell has some that are basically small data centers.
Was she going to follow up on Dryden's thing?
No, I mean, she didn't respond to me about that. I
Okay.
said, do you know anything about this?
I thought Dryden's was maybe they're considering. I thought there was something about 10,000 square feet or less,
Yeah, or more.
Or more?
or more
Yeah.
within the band.
Okay,
but
so that would
less
be-
than that.
Mhm.
All right, so they do distinguish between
think they
small
do.
and large. Okay.
But we should
Yeah.
check that.
Mhm.
I mean, that would be, if we're gonna move forward with that, that's something we might want to check out as well, like just the various sizes and whether,
Yep. Just like,
I mean, even looking where within our current zoning it's even possible to put one, it's probably pretty limited.
for a large one.
Yeah, maybe just in the commercial areas. And is that even? I don't even know if the kind of power we have coming into town is even that viable.
But you know,
for
I
something
don't
like
think
that.
we specifically, I don't think it's on the schedule. I don't think it's specifically excluded.
disallowed, yeah.
Well, if it's
Right.
not on the schedule, it's excluded.
Okay. If
But
that's
the-
the thing, but I think you might want to be more specific.
Right.
Yeah, the problem in Lansing was that it wasn't on their schedule either. But the developer said it's this other thing.
Yeah.
And so that's why you have to define it
Yep.
and then not put it in your table.
Right. So that's where you want to go with it. But then there's also this matter of size, which I didn't know about and I haven't thought much about.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like, this
Yeah.
is a data center. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, if there are places on campus, on Cornell's campus where they have what are considered to be data centers.
They do.
That's what Will said, yeah.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I can forward you the information she sent if you're.
Well, they have computer banks and they have
Yeah.
supercomputers.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But
I
I
don't think
think,
that that's what we're calling a data center.
no, but I think that might technically be considered a small one.
Oh.
So that's why you wanna.
So
distinguish.
definition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Anyway, so
Good.
that's it. Just think they're almost done with the solar siting law and thinking about next steps and what we
Okay.
might like them to do. So any guidance for them would probably be helpful.
I will just say that I brought up with Bill the road use law,
Mhm.
because I knew that he'd worked on it before. And Bobby has asked that we have a protection for from logging trucks in the wintertime on our
Mhm.
roads. Bill did have some cautions about what we can do based on what he'd done before. I can't remember, but he said, it's not as easy as you think.
Yeah,
You can't just have them deposit a big bunch of money and you keep it until, so, yeah. And the other thing is, I think that Dryden has done this and they've done it with Guy.
okay.
So it might
I
be,
did notice today, I mean, I think it's probably, the sign's always been there, but maybe.
not Dryden, Danby.
I was going up Buffalo, there's a sign that says, anything over 10 tons is not allowed.
Yeah,
So
we
there
have
is
that on Yapel Road too.
Okay, so there are some restrictions already.
Yeah, I think this would be the idea here is if you're going to be doing construction on a road, like if you're like a protection for if a solar array is going in,
Mhm.
or if you're going to log a section of state forest, that there's a way to protect the town from damages.
Oh. Okay. So, yeah, it's not what I'm familiar with. I thought they would just be posting weight limits at different time, like during mud season. So, anyway,
Yeah,
It's probably worth them just exploring the whole thing, the
Yeah.
whole issue.
I think
I
so.
think so.
So,
My question is, do we want to provide Michelle any feedback on the idea of either investigating a noise law or ordinance, or a community survey about that?
Personally, as we're on the eve of doing minor revisions to the zoning law, I would prefer not to touch noise, at least right now, so that those things don't get confused,
Mhm.
because we know that they will be confused or conflated.
Yeah.
Meaning it wouldn't be in the zoning, but people might think we're trying to do something by putting it in the zoning, because if the ordinance doesn't have to be in the
And
zoning,
or
right?
it just all locked into control and da, 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 da,
Yeah.
da. Yeah.
It would be a law with, I guess, I don't know what ordinance there was supposed to be somewhere between a resolution and a law,
That would be
but
a law.
we don't do them anymore.
I mean, before you moved here, I don't know if you heard about this, but the town board pitched a zoning noise law.
Oh, no, I have
Yeah,
heard a little bit
heard
about
about
it. Yeah, there was like,
I imagine at the dinner table.
I heard a little bit about that.
And it was kind of like a prelude to the zoning pushback,
Yeah,
although I was against it too at the time because I just thought it was too restrictive across the board. But it will generate those kinds of sentiments, just
Yeah.
bringing it up, period.
yeah. I also agree. I actually don't think it's needed. I don't think it's, and talking to other supervisors, they're notoriously hard to enforce. And I just I don't think the way our community is now, I don't see a need for it really. So,
I mean, there haven't been, I think they were saying, there's been like, I don't know, 1 or 2 complaints. I just don't think that's enough. And one complaint was about a rooster in somebody's yard. I mean, I just don't think we want to get into
you got that.
legislating about stuff like that. I mean, we're in a rural area and
Yeah.
sometimes machinery makes a lot of noise and sometimes chickens make noise and guinea hens, I live next to guinea hens and they are noisy and, I love
Yeah.
it. So I just think it's complicated and acrimonious and maybe if there's nothing else to work on, I could see looking at it, but
Well, I agree. We have a lot of other priorities.
yeah, so
Yeah.
but somebody else wants to work on it. I mean, I don't.
No,
Okay, so
So I would say that we're not in favor of it.
yeah,
Okay.
I think that's pretty clear.
Did I hear that there were resignations from the planning board?
Yes.
Those are official.
I thought so. I mean, definitely Adam Hilliker is official. And then and Brad Yetzer as well. So
Okay. Yeah, actually, I think
I thought Bill was going to tell you about Brad.
yeah, I think he did. So he's feeling overtaxed now. He's
And at the meeting, they said Bill said that Adam had resigned. So
okay.
yes, so they're down 2. So
The review board's down 1.
Two. If you include the alternate.
The alternate, yeah. So we're gonna have to do a publicity push for
Yeah, we put an announcement out about a week ago with both of those. So yeah, if you know of people, talk to them.
ask your friends.
Yeah. Yeah, I have some neighbors that,
Getting another person on the review board is really, really crucial.
so they've got 4 right now. So yeah, it's
Somebody wasn't there, then they lack a quorum and, we really
3.
need somebody.
Yeah, at 3 if they lose 2.
Yeah.
So yeah. Great, thanks, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle.
Is that your report?
yeah, that's it.
Do you want to report on our meeting with Justice
Oh.
Pence?
Well, Mark and I met with do we call her judge or justice?
I think she's okay with Nicole, and
Judge.
technically it's Justice.
Okay. and told her about the construction. And she seemed very amenable, and she'll talk to also to the clerk, Diane Gare, about what's coming up. And is she gonna do something? I think she's gonna check in to see about the idea of the possibility of moving court activities to Danby.
Do you think it'd be a really good
Yeah,
idea?
that was, and she
I
thought
don't
that
know,
was a good idea.
I don't know if that included moving Diane's work to Danby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay, and then, but she did point out that, I mean, the records will have to be really secure. Because if they're cutting into I mean, unless they're gonna move all the records too. which I know
well,
is
but
what they're
so,
doing.
so this is any records that, they should be secure now.
Yeah,
So if we open a door, they should be secure, and we
Okay.
have we've given them all the cabinets they need and everything. So
Okay,
that's
so
really a
everything's-
non-issue.
okay. Anyway, she's gonna talk to Diane about that,
Yeah.
and they're gonna investigate going to Danby for the time of the construction.
that'd solve a lot of headaches.
I think it'd be great. Yeah, and
It's
yeah,
not gonna be pleasant to work there.
No,
And,
they're gonna be working on the front,
Big
concrete,
trucks coming in,
and they're gonna
yeah.
be scraping out the guts underneath.
Be
And
knocking
I mean, we're gonna
walls.
probably wanna relocate our meetings, right?
The library.
we might, yeah, we got a great spot here.
Yeah, no, I mean.
Yeah,
I'm not
we
kidding.
might have to,
Yeah.
fire hall or
This
something.
is a test run.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He did it on purpose.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
yes, because I just think it's gonna be very.
I
invasive.
think that's right. We will not have to be able to have all the board meetings there.
I mean,
Yeah.
the front steps are closed off.
We'll hold it out front on the lawn.
Well, unless we have alternate means of access,
Yeah,
because they won't be doing work at night, so
Mhm.
probably most of the time we could have the board meetings in the old town hall,
In the evenings, yeah.
but we're gonna have to have alternate modes of access.
Mhm.
Yeah, the court's the only office there that has daytime hours, so.
Mhm.
so that'll be
In the
good.
history room, right in the summer, but
Do they come in the day?
I thought they did.
They'll
Okay.
just have to be closed, I
They,
think.
they'll have to adjust their hours.
Yeah.
To,
I
it's,
still haven't had a chance to call Barbara Cohen about that, but I will. It's unfortunate with the 250th anniversary coming up, but maybe they won't have started by then.
oh, I bet you $1 million it's not gonna start before July 4th.
Okay,
No,
Are we? Yeah,
not a chance.
okay,
I don't think there's any chance, yeah.
all right.
And if it does happen, I'll be all in favor of it.
Right.
That'll
I
be,
mean, I think June
celebration.
17th is the Declaration of Independence celebrations.
you think what?
I think June 17th is the day that they're doing Declaration of Independence. It's the 250th of the Declaration of Independence, right?
Oh, okay,
Essentially, anyway, the
yeah,
Carolina History Association is doing something June 17th, I think.
Okay.
That's like beard growing contest.
I don't understand that.
It was done in the past, apparently. I saw a bunch of stuff on pictures of it. Haven't been done
Yeah,
before.
50 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
great, okay,
Anyway. So
great.
I don't have anything else.
So we had a really good meeting right here last
Yeah.
night, so,
Actually, I like this space, but it's so cozy.
Yeah.
I love looking at all the books.
Was out of action, so I haven't met with Bobby in a while. So
Mm.
I don't have anything.
okay, that's fine. And anything, Jonathan? Yeah, no,
Mm-mm.
okay. All right.
And I guess we didn't get generator information
No.
sent to us.
I didn't get anything, so that's okay. We can consider it next time. And maybe we'll get a third bid and stuff. That would be really helpful, so. Shall I move on to these very exciting
Yes,
resolutions?
Great.
Yep.
Okay, I'll move on to the first one. I will offer a resolution for the designation of authorized electrical inspectors to include Inland Atlantic Commonwealth Electric Inspection Services and the Inspector LLC as electrical inspectors for the town. And this replaces our organizational resolution 29 of 2026.
Second.
Thank you, Tim. Seconded by Tim. Any discussion?
And why are you replacing that resolution 29?
So this was Bob's request, Bob Ray's,
Okay.
and I'm not quite sure of,
It's just adding more people.
yeah,
Okay.
adding 3 companies,
Yeah.
adding more people.
Okay.
And this is actually the resolution I had lined up in January. And he asked me to scale it back, so I did. So we're putting it back the way it
And it can
was.
be really hard to schedule electrical inspectors.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, I came through that personally, so the more we have,
Yeah.
the better off everybody is.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. If there's any further questions, if there's no further, I'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Great. That's unanimous. As you might not be surprised. Okay. And then Bob I'll offer a resolution for the purchase of a planning and zoning program for the code office. Whereas the code officer has vetted and recommended for his office planning and zoning module offered by Edmunds.gov that will facilitate data organization and retrieval. And whereas Edmunds.gov offers this program for a fee of $1,500 annually with a $1,000 startup cost. Therefore, be it resolved, the Caroline Town Board hereby authorizes the purchase of Edmunds.gov planning and zoning module for the code enforcement office.
Second.
Seconded by Tim. And I think part of this, Bob saw that this offered him a way to track lot subdivisions more clearly, better, and retrieve the information. So
And you'll be able to enter all the data directly into one module and it'll be accessible for him.
Yeah. So I think it makes sense.
And
Okay.
access it offsite too.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that's good.
It's a lot more affordable than that
yeah. Oh, yeah.
previous thing we bumped our heads into. So great.
Okay.
Okay. If there's no further discussion, I'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Great. That's unanimous. And that was Tim. All right, and then offer resolution to award the Bravely Hill and South Road culvert replacement and stream stabilization projects. Whereas the requests for proposals were advertised on February 23rd for culvert replacement and stream bank stabilization at these 2 sites with a due date of March 24th. And whereas 6 bids were received for Braley Hill and 5 bids were received for South Road. And whereas JB's Excavation submitted the lowest bid for both projects, $119,000 for Braley Hill and $277,000 for South Road. Therefore, be it resolved, the Caroline Town Board hereby awards the construction contracts for Braley Hill Road and South Road culvert replacement and stream bank stabilization to JB's Excavation.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Michelle. And you might remember that Jeff Benton is the contractor for JB's, and he won the award for the maintenance project on 6 Mile Creek at Banks Road last year and did a great job. And so
Really good guy.
he's great. So anyway, I don't think there's much to discuss, is there? Shall we call for a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Great. And that was Michelle. And then final procedural resolution for resolution for the approval of advertisement for bid for the Old Town Hall Restoration Project. Resolve the Caroline Town Board hereby approves the advertisement of bid for the Old Town Hall Restoration Project for Tuesday, April 7th, 2026, with bids due at 1 p.m. on Tuesday, May 12th, 2026, and further be it resolved, the advertisement for bid shall be advertised in the Ithaca Journal and New York State Contract Reporter, and notice shall be posted on the town website.
Second.
Seconded by Michelle. And I did already schedule the advertisements for the Ithaca Journal and contract reporter. So that's all set to go. They'll pop out on Tuesday.
Great.
So, and then we'll see what happens.
Do we
Exciting.
have to wait for the state approval of the revisions before doing it? Or where does that
Well,
stand?
That's a good point. So Jennifer and Susan are anxious to get this bid out because the season's getting on and people are booking. I'm pretty sure. And so this due date of May 12th will be beyond the 30-day review period. So we'll have a response by them. So if we have
Okay.
to make any changes, she figures we'll do it by addenda.
Okay, good.
So
Perfect.
that's the plan.
Okay.
But it's a good point. But they struggle with that, but yeah. And I think one of them said, they have this is not the first time they've done it this way. So
Okay. Perfect.
so without further ado, call for a vote or any other questions?
No.
So okay, all in
A
favor?
Momentous vote, actually.
What's that?
This is momentous.
Yes, it is. It is. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Great. That's unanimous. And that was Michelle seconded that. Oh, we ripped through that. So I printed out this resolution that Jonathan sent us today, right?
And the only reason is not because I waited for any reason. I just thought of it like 2 days ago,
Mhm.
and so it wasn't. I would have done it earlier if I would have thought about it, but I just didn't think about it. For some reason, I just
Anyway,
mine was
yeah,
challenged by the situation, and I wanted to see if we could do something about it.
yeah. Well, I had suggest. I mean, as a normal process thing, I mean, this would be a perfect time to bring it forward for discussion at this meeting, and then a vote at the next meeting. But my question, as late afternoon, I was like, maybe we need to pass it tonight because
This is,
I think they just extended the budget deadline to April 7th. And so it may be a moot point if we wait till a business meeting. And
the only question that I have is whether we have needed to announce it publicly as a resolution. For
In an agenda for a
Yeah.
meeting.
oh, well, it's nice because then the public sees what we're doing. So I think it's nice to do it that way. Also, did this come your way by an organization? Because I see there's a line
thing
at
at the bottom.
the question at the bottom.
AI said that.
Oh,
Oh, you okay.
I forgot to take it out.
So I actually like that. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, yeah, I would like that. So I think, yeah, it's a great point. Do we want to just say we'll schedule this 2 weeks from now and announce it?
Is
And
that too late? I mean, that's the only question.
Well, I don't one thing I don't understand is how is this going through a process of, is it like the assembly and the Senate have to vote, or is it only a governor
oh, you're right.
executive order?
That I don't know. I don't know if she's putting it. I think she might be
Doing
putting
something
it
in the budget.
in the
I think
budget.
it's an executive order via the budget.
Yeah.
And that is hopefully going to be the goal is to have that completed by April 7th, is what you're saying?
Well, I think Tim probably remembers better than I do, but the New York State budget's often late. So I mean, they extended the deadline to April 7th now. I think it was due April 2nd or April 1st.
April 7th.
It's not going to happen by then,
And
right?
then when's our next meeting for here?
2 weeks from tonight. It was 16th or something like that. I
My
think.
understanding of what she's proposed, if I get it right, is she wants to elongate
Yeah, the timeline.
deadline, the timeline for meeting standards, so that it then elongates costs
Hmm.
to make, I think, housing more affordable
Hmm.
for a longer period of time. That's the logic of it, as I understand it.
Oh, so this is about implementing aspects of the building code.
I think so. Well, I don't know if it's just the building code or how it, I don't understand how it all works.
Mm.
But as I've read about it, it's the logic that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Hochul is very intent on building more housing,
Yeah.
more affordable housing. And it seems that her people have figured out a way to do that, to make it more affordable, is to stretch out the, I guess, the requirements, you know.
Well, yeah, so it's got to be that they're lowering building costs, but they're not lowering operational costs.
But they're also not lowering the danger to the environment.
Exactly.
Well, are you saying stretching? I think they're short. My understanding is they're shortening the time from it being, well, my glasses on, regular timeline from 2024. Nope, it's on the table. Mm,
So understood what she's doing.
So the second line, it says, has proposed extending the timeline for key regulatory implementation from 2024 to 2030. So she's actually shortening. It's giving, if it's true about the building, it's giving building more of a time to not have to follow the law.
Exactly.
But it actually also shortens the window by which we have to then fix the problem.
I
So
see
to
what
me,
you're
that's
saying.
the problem. It's
Yeah.
it takes less,
Yeah.
less time to solve the problem, which means more cost because you're shortening the time window.
You're saying that developers will delay what they have to do.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they'll have to do it faster, but.
And then they'll probably try to postpone it.
And then
Right,
do the
again.
same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
They're kicking the can down the road, and every politician always does this.
Yeah.
This is something you cannot kick down the road
Yeah.
because
Right.
it's not going to like wait and be like, oh, climate is going to not warm for the
That's
next 4 years.
Yeah.
Let's just wait a minute.
Except
It
for
doesn't
these
work that way.
policies.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah. So,
But we can. That's fine if we want to make it official and propose this draft or say that we're working on this now and then say the final one's going to be at the next meeting. I would be shocked if the budget. I mean, when did they do it last year? It was not in April, was it?
Oh, it must have been finally towards the end of April or something.
was it?
I don't know. Ask your chat GPT.
I should.
Oh,
No, because it's using a data center.
In Lansing.
boy, I've been reading
Yeah.
more and more stuff's coming out about these data centers.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, now I just read a thing this weekend or this week that they're now discovering that the data centers are warming the earth around them
Oh, my God.
Yep.
Jesus.
significantly, like
Yeah.
by 10 degrees or something.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta
People
bone up
just
on
doing
this.
stuff without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's like
Past-
back to the industrial age when they just put shit up without
Yeah.
caring.
Late April 2025.
Yep.
Conceptual agreement announcement on April 28th, 2025.
Well, why don't we do this? Wait, this is kind of we could authorize the sending of a letter now and pass a resolution next
Good
meeting.
idea, good idea.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And so yeah, and I'd be happy to write the letter, or if you want to write the letter, well, I could write
It would
it.
be different than a resolution.
Yeah, it would
So-
just be, it's just like authorizing the supervisor to write a letter opposing extension of the regulatory deadlines in the climate protection law.
Okay, sounds good.
Do you have time to write another letter?
No,
I can work on it. I can work on a draft to make it
okay,
easier for you.
that'd be awesome. And like I said, I'd be happy for you to send it, and yeah, okay.
I think it's more powerful
Trying
than
to
from
protect
you.
you more.
Thank you. I have the last letter I was supposed to write to Andrea Stewart Cousins and Carl Hasty. It's on my desk, so I'm gonna put it out tomorrow.
Who are they? Who are they?
That's about extension. They're the Assembly and Senate Majority Leaders, and also to Anna Kellis and Rachel May. So I'll send those out tomorrow. That's
Okay.
about extending the broadband amortization period
Oh.
to 30 years.
Cool.
So
Should we take a vote?
yeah,
Yeah.
so Jesse, we're considering. I'll offer well, should I offer, or anyway, offer resolution to authorize the supervisor to write a letter to Governor Hochul with a copy to the Senate and Assembly majority leaders opposing modification or shortening or lengthening of the regulatory.
The wording here is proposed delay of the Climate Leadership and Community Protection Act regulatory timeline.
Okay,
Let's
could you
use
hear that, Jesse? So we're opposing the delay in the regulatory timeline for the Climate Protection Act.
Jonathan, you should second this.
Can you hear me, Jesse?
Yep, I gotcha.
Okay,
Are you
great.
gonna call for a second?
I'm seconding. Jonathan is seconding.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Great. And any further discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? And so does anybody have feedback on the minutes of March 19th?
I
I was not in attendance, so I pass.
Okay,
thought they seemed fine.
yeah, good. So the minutes of March 19th are approved. Thank you, Jesse. And items for the next meeting will be Jonathan's resolution for the
Mhm.
Climate Protection Act.
Mhm.
Oh, and I am in touch again with Mike Brown about there's a deadline coming in May for that for our community smart
Certification.
yeah, certification, which
There's
I think
no-
I think we're ready to do it. I think
Oh,
there
really?
is not a lot for us to do because
Huh.
we just have to update things we've already done. Like the ground source heat pump and things like that have already been done. We just have to put it in the language in the thing and present it, and they have to check the boxes, and then before May.
Okay,
So, but there was some question about him not working on it because of conflict of interest. So my
oh,
most recent message to him was, if you want me to take this on, and I can, just let me know what you need me to do.
okay.
So
Well, that's great. When would the next deadline be if we missed that one? It would be late summer.
so John, I think it's like twice a year now.
Hmm.
So I think it's like January and May
Mm.
now.
Okay.
So it used to be
Well,
more.
if you can get that done,
That's
that'd be
like-
great. And maybe,
I hope to have way more information by the next meeting.
okay. And then, maybe, yeah, talk to me, maybe if you need help from Velvet or something, we can
Okay.
work on that. Great. I'm sure I'll think of something else for the next meeting. One thing so I'm gonna really bear down and try to get kind of summary thoughts together for the revisions of the subdivision law, because I already have them mostly written, so. And maybe even the zoning law too, because I got input on the mobile home thing.
Right.
From the planning board, so
Yeah.
I wanna get some traction going on that, so before the year.
That's a good
Keeps
idea
going.
before things get crazy.
Yeah.
And you might even, it sounds like the solar law is almost complete.
Yeah.
So that's something if that's what you need to do, is review that too.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be nice to just do it at the same time.
I mean, I'll be able to take really, really close look at this, but not until after the next board meeting.
Did you say you were gonna be away for something?
May is I'm gonna be kind of like not available in May.
So,
I'm getting on a train on the 6th, and then my daughter's getting married on the 23rd, and I'm filled up kind of pretty much in between there. So I'm gonna have to.
then would you conduct the meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
And one possibility is we can see how it goes. I know Roden Hart mentioned recently in a meeting that sometimes the village of Trumansburg, they only have one meeting a month
Mm.
if they don't see a need for the other meeting.
Well, if we have business, we'll have a meeting, yeah.
Yeah, could just do the
We've done
business
it
meeting.
before.
So keep that in mind.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, I better write that down.
Then I'm not gonna be available the first 2 weeks of June.
Of June. That's your golfing season? What's it? So
That's my Paris season.
Paris. Oh,
And I think there's gonna be one meeting I'm missing somewhere in here. If I can
that's why we have 5 board members.
just
Well, I feel like my life's so boring. Maybe I should miss a meeting just for the heck of it.
I'm trying to make up for lost time, because I missed so few meetings for so many years.
Definitely.
I mean, I'll be away at different times, but I assume I can do it remotely.
Yeah, and I'll see. I haven't looked at the dates.
Too late at night.
I haven't looked at the dates for May, but you know, I may make both meetings if remotely, but I may make them both. So
May 28th.
The meeting for your daughter's wedding.
yeah.
May 28th.
in the ring.
Sing.
Oh, but I'm in a
As
meeting.
Anne would say.
But wait, May 28th, you can't do
I
it?
can't be here on the 28th.
And you might not be here on the 28th.
Well,
Probably
we had a
not.
meeting on May 28th.
Oh, I don't know. Are we?
Thursday, May 20th. That's what I said.
that
in my
Thursday?
thing. Thursday, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
It is a Thursday, yeah,
I
because
must have my dates wrong. The 23rd is when she gets married. Is that a Saturday? 23rd is a
Yeah,
Saturday.
23rd is
The
the
May
Saturday.
meetings will be on the 7th and the 21st,
Yeah,
21st.
Yeah.
How did I get that all messed up then?
Oh.
yeah.
because you're looking at the fourth Thursday.
I
Right.
don't know
So
why it's I don't know why it's in my.
all right, so you'll be here for the
I will.
For the 21st,
I will
right?
be here for the 21st. I just don't
Okay.
know why my calendar put it that way. Maybe because it's.
I'm wondering if
It was every other, but
if
this
it's
is-
okay if I adjourn the meeting.
sure.
Because
Yes,
this is all
I
stuff we
second-
can just.
I second.
Okay, seconded by Jonathan. All in favor?
Hi.
Hi.
Aye.
Mhm.
That's
Good night,
approved.
Jesse.
Yeah.
Good night, Jesse.
Good night.